Yeah, good morning, y'all. What's happening? It's a big, chilly fall Monday, football Monday, that is. And my team plays tonight. Bum, bum, bum. You know how we do. You know how we do against our rival Cowboys. And I'll get to us at the end of this. So, welcome. Welcome to Monday morning. You know what we like to do. So, I guess the first game I want to talk about briefly is that Bills Miami game. And yes, the Bills had a lot of things stacked against them. They sure did. They had the heat from the weather. They had the short week, couple of injuries. You know what? Stuff happens. You on the schedule, you play the game, and it's what it is. They did a lot, but Miami was ready. Miami was poised, and that was a fight. That was a battle back and forth the whole time. Josh Allen was nowhere near as comfortable as he had been the first two games of the season. He was hurried, hit, rushed, intercepted, knocked down. It was he had it. He had it coming to him, and it came. And it was just a really, really, really good football game until Tua clearly, when he was pushed back by the defender, clearly hit his head, not his back, as Ian Rappaport came out with, talk about, yeah, he hurt his back, so, he was feeling better by the time he even went to the protocol tent for concussion. Dude, and he even said the reason why, he was wobbly was because of his back. I don't think anybody finds that report funny. I don't think anybody should find that report funny. I'm glad that I read this morning that the NFLPA is looking into this, because that was clearly concussion. Clearly. The dude was blacked out. He kept shaking his head, not his back. He was never once pointing at his back. That dude was shaking his head. His hand was doing a little something weird on the side there. Dude. And then to rush him out to finish a game where offensively, honestly, they really didn't move the ball that much. They had a little bit going on after he came back, but it wasn't the same. And quite honestly, we do all this talk about helmets and CTE and protocols and concussions, and we got to change the way we play. And here we are, clearly something extremely is wrong with your quarterback. And y'all truck him right on back out there, put some tape on him and send him out there, you know what I mean, to complete a daggone game that Teddy Bridgewater could have completed. He could have did what was done in the second half offensively. You know what I mean? I hate to say this, but I don't think Miami cares as much about Tua Tagovailoa as Tua cares about Miami. Let's just be 100% about that. They had no faith in the boy at all. Kept bringing in Fitzpatrick behind him and sharing the season while he was quote-unquote learning. Then we all find out that last year Tom Brady was supposed to join them and be their quarterback for a year before joining the front office, before that got leaked and all got blown up. And we all know that Miami was interested in trading for Deshaun Watson for most of the time that he was like on the block, and just watching that yesterday, number one, it made me really, really, really nervous for the boy. It really did. My wife was worried. It was crazy. But then to see him come back into the game, like, oh my God, they don't care about this kid. And then I saw a tweet earlier today. He threw a pass. Nobody can throw that kind of pass. Are you stupid? Are y'all really that dumb? Are y'all that ignorant? Do y'all just don't care? Like really, just because, wow, we looking at somebody who potentially in 5 to 10 years, you could be hearing a headline about something CTE related because of something that happened like this. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about X's and O's. We want to go, the football game. Man, listen, sometimes, man. I'm sorry, I just feel ways about the way they handled that whole situation, man. You got somebody's life and health in your hands, in your hands. I mean, and again, that Justin Herbert, man, he didn't look good neither. I mean, he got mollywopped the last game. I mean, you saw him falling in visible pain and everything. And they truck him back out there. And then this week, they truck him out there with, oh, he's got a little bit more Kevlar. Wow, wow. Like, wow. The way y'all take care of your players sometimes, man. Scary business. So, back to it though. So Tua does come back out and they complete the game and they win. I believe it's 21-19. Very close game. Another very close game, but a very fugly game. 49ers, Broncos. Now, number one, I don't know why that was the 8 o'clock game. You know what I mean? You had the battle of the GOAT versus the half GOAT. Because I'm sorry, I don't care what y'all say, Aaron Rodgers is not a GOAT. You're a regular season GOAT like Peyton Manning, but when it comes down to the entirety of a season, you are not in the same category as Tom Brady, and I really wish people would stop putting you there because that's not where you belong. It's just not. You know what I mean? A one Super Bowl conversation and, losing to Brady, losing to the 49ers in the playoffs every year, that is not a goal. So please, Aaron Rodgers, I'm tired of hearing that Aaron Rodgers, agendized tale of having to wax poetic about him. It was crazy watching game day yesterday. They got two goats on the field, and I'm like, but there's only one. I mean, I don't want to hear about MVPs. Football is not an individual sport. It is not tennis. So again, it's nice that they give out an individual award, but honestly, I feel like that award is a popularity contest more so than anything in the last few years. As early as they quote unquote give out the award, like in my humble opinion, they already believe that they know their MVP by like November. I always end up hearing Aaron Rodgers' name like November. Oh, it's clear. He's the clear cut. Like, y'all, all right. But I mean, I get it. MVP is a regular season award, and he is a great regular season quarterback. But there are other quarterbacks I would rather have if the game was on the line in the playoffs. I'm just saying, proven guys. So, moving on, they beat the Buccaneers, and I did the fingers because also like the Bills, the Buccaneers are going through a whole lot of injuries and skill players not being around, and Green Bay really still couldn't take advantage of even that. You know what I mean? They won the game, but it wasn't like a thrashing, which it should have been. But it is what it is. They got their dub, so yay. Uh, my Jets. The Jets are like my little brother. I love my Jets. I love their moxie and everything. But once Garrett Wilson went out, it was like complete deflation. And at the end of the day, for what they have as a team, Flacco, I'm sorry, is just not the guy to bring him there. And I know because Zach is waiting in the wings, getting healthy again, and all that. But they can only go as far as the quarterback is going to take them. And I mean, it's not like the Bengals are world beaters. You know what I mean? I feel like if the Jets could have just thrown together, some scoring drives, and they were trying, but if they could just put together an actual real scoring drive here and there, they would have kept the Bengals kind of on their heels. And honestly, man, the Bengals don't look great right now at all. And Jamar Chase is pissing me off. Oh my God, how many balls are you gonna drop, Jamar? Like for real? How many more fumbles and turnovers and have that stink face on the daggone sidelines, man? Come on, man. You and Burrow are the engine for that team, man. As y'all go, the team go. So y'all got to go. You got to go. You got to step up, Jamar. You're not stepping up right now. So although they won, it's not what was me Jets right now. The Jets do have some tinkering to do, but overall, I still think they're a pretty decent team this year. Uh, Patriots. Mac Jones looked like he might have a high ankle sprain. Uh, Again, man, Mac Jones got beat up this season by the media going into the season. All of a sudden, he's terrible and this, that, and the third. And, he's not bad. He's not bad. And I feel like the Patriots will get it together. I don't know if they're a playoff team this year like he got them last year, but they'll be interesting toward the end. Belichick has always got some kind of wrinkle. But Lamar Jackson right now is just playing really, really, really superb football. And he's got it locked in. And honestly, so that defense owes him one from last week because they should have beat the Dolphins. They should have had that thing done. That fourth quarter last week should have never happened, and I was squarely on the defense. But in proper fashion, they came back and they got that dub. The Thursday night game, Browns and Steelers. The Steelers need help. The Steelers need energy. They need something. I mean, maybe they need to switch out Trubisky by now. I don't know. I mean, and I only say I don't know is because they have a rookie behind them. You know what I mean? And although folk love to throw rookies out there, especially when the veteran quarterback isn't doing well, but it doesn't always work. And in a lot of cases, you end up ruining the rookie quarterback. And the Steelers need to make sure that they have their pieces of the future, with these draft picks. So I don't know. Will he do, what the needful and invigorate this squad? Will he give them that energy and that pop that they need going forward? Will him being back there free up Najee Harris? I don't know. But they gotta figure something out because even though, listen, the Browns are the Browns. They have a lot of skill players, so it's not like, losing to the Browns is a shock. But just looking at them and the way that they've been performing as of late, this doesn't look like the normal Steeler team, defensively as well, So I don't know, but Steelers got a lot of work to do. Steelers got a lot of work to do. Same with Denver. Dude, I am not a believer in Russell Wilson's Broncos. I just don't buy it. I don't. You score 11 whole points. You got Jerry Jeudy, you got Cortland Sutton, you got KJ Hamler out there, and y'all can't do nothing. I was watching Russell Wilson, and Russell, the last 2 seasons with Seattle, looked roughly the same. He did. The intermittent passes, the short passes, the dink and dunk, that's who he is now. That's it. You're throwing the ball wide and stuff. I don't know. You don't have it. You just don't have it right now. You just don't have it, and I don't know if you're gonna get it, but I don't know if this is a Russell Wilson's fault thing. I mean, listen, yes, he's declining. We see it, but Elway brought him in. Elway brought all these quarterbacks in. How long has Elway been the GM of the Broncos? And how bad has it been since he took over? I mean, when are they gonna wake up and realize, there's changes that need to be made all across the board? Oh my goodness. San Fran just really let themselves down yesterday. Keep it a buck. They've played a lot better, and you can't tell me it was because of the Broncos that they played that poorly. Can't tell me that. And Jimmy G, dude, man, you got your job back, man. Okay. It was on the TV talking, showing your brothers and talk about how your brothers had to unpack the boxes and everything. And then you want to play a game that looked like that. Come on, man. Come on. Secure the daggone bag, please. Stop playing. Stop giving them reasons. Oh my goodness. All right, so now we got to move to the Lions and the Vikings. That was a hell of a game, y'all. That was and again, yo, these Lions ain't no joke. They are going to be in every game, and they're going to push teams hard. I don't know if they are a playoff team, though, this year, which is tough because if it's not this year, then when? You know what I mean? Because every team has windows, man. The windows don't stay open forever, and head coaches have leashes, and the leashes are only as long as you win, pretty much. And I mean, again, I watched this team, this Dan Campbell coach team, come out there and push the Vikings all game long. I mean, they were winning the game for most of the game. They really were. They just got to learn how to finish. And at the same token, in that same breath, I have to give Kirk Cousins his propers because that was a touchdown to win the game at the end with the closing seconds. And that's what top QBs do. They march the team down, they get them in position to win the game, and then they win the game. And it sucks because, again, the Lions played such a great game, and they really did deserve to win that game. But again, that's why you have to play all the minutes in the game. You don't take any time off. You play 1,000% until the last snap. And I mean it was just a blown coverage for the Lions, but again, it's a shame they had that game won. Now, another game that had one. Again, it was the Lions. I mean, not the Lions. It was the Raiders and the Titans. Raiders getting on my nerves. Raiders are a better team than they're playing like. And the thing that, to me, the biggest change, other than their big wide receiver coup, I should say, uh, the coaching change. They had a coach in there last year who had them clicking, who had them looking and feeling sharp and feeling like they could do anything. And what's the big payoff for that? He gets fired, and they bring in McDaniels, who's been hugged up underneath Belichick for God knows how long. And before that, he was Broncos head coach that sucked. And honestly, I don't know if they're on the same page right now. I mean, the Raiders, who were thought to be a dangerous team in the AFC West, are now 0-3. 0-3. What they gonna do with that? I mean, that's not that may not get you in the playoffs. Your season might be done this early. And again, I don't know what they could do to turn it around. I mean, they scored a touchdown that could have tied the game if they made if they converted the second point. They were going for two, and unfortunately, they did not convert the goal for two. They missed, and so they ended up losing the game by that 2 points. And again, even if they had made it, it would have just gone to overtime. But you never know. But I do know that both of those teams, the Titans and the Raiders, needed to win that game yesterday, and the Titans did. So there you go. Now they're on their way at 1-2 to turning their season around, and the Raiders are sitting there with questions at 0-3. So it's a very funny game that's played. Now the stinker, and I gotta bring it up, and I know there's a specific fan that is not going to like what I have to say. What in the hell is going on with them Commanders? They played a great first game of the season. They got eviscerated in the first half against the Lions last week. Managed to come back that fell just short. But then this week, I mean, there was a point in time when Philly was up like 20-2. The number 2, bro. Like, come on. And the thing was, in like the first quarter, Philly couldn't really do anything. Washington couldn't do anything. It was back and forth. But then all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts breaks through and opens up pretty much the floodgates. Washington has skilled players. Dotson is a good wide receiver. He is. Curtis Samuel has gotten his groove back. Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, or Kissick, whatever his name is. They got something. And no, I'm not willing to say it's all Carson Wentz. I'm putting it on Carson. I'm putting it on the skilled receivers because y'all got to catch these balls at the end of the day. And I am also putting it on Ron Rivera. And I'm putting it on the defense. I'm putting it on the entire team. Washington, come on. You got a fan base that supports you, even with the way your owner is. You know what I mean? Y'all got to pay them off by at least coming into the game looking prepared, starting off prepared, and put your best foot forward, man. I mean, it's rough. It's just rough watching, interception after interception, after drop play, after drop ball, after this, that. And this is 2 games in a row, y'all have come out tired and flat. At least y'all strung something up at the end last week. Yesterday, 8 points the whole game. Y'all, this is the skank of the week. I've looked it over. I wanted to go Denver. I did. I really, even though they won the game, it was so trash. I wanted to go Denver, but I couldn't. I couldn't go back to the Colts because they messed around and beat the Chiefs yesterday, which is crazy. And again, that's nothing but the Chiefs having mental errors and, missed field goals and stuff like that. And they got to clean that up, straight up, because these are the games they're supposed to be winning. They should be 3-0 comfortably right now. You know what I mean? Philly and Miami should not be the only 3-0 teams right now, but they are. There is one more game though this week, and I'm very excited about. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest. This game can go either way. I know there's no Dak Prescott, so the simple thing would be like, oh, the Giants got this, but you just don't know if the Giants got this or not. We still have our wide receiver issues, and we still have our O-line issues. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I will say that I am becoming more and more confident in the quarterback position. Believe it or not, I don't care if you guys don't like Daniel Jones or not. I don't think he is the reason we will lose games. I just don't. You know, there's other quarterbacks out there that, yeah, I have no confidence in whatsoever, but he is not one of them. Saquon has come back healthy and has been on a mission so far this season. I really do hope that continues. And, you know, again, the wide receiver position is where I have the most hesitation. You know, again, it's like if you don't really have anybody to catch the ball, it doesn't really matter who's throwing it. And I say that to say with Wandale out, with Kenny Galladay being Kenny Galladay, and Kadarius Toney being the aloof character that he is, you know, I just, other than Richie James, you know, and the occasional Sterling Shepard, I don't really know who to believe in right now. It's very, that part is tough to deal with right now because I don't know who's supposed to step up. You know, and I did hear that, you know,